of the world in what's become an intriguing final. Preston for finals night in the Coral United Kingdom Professional Snooker Championship of 1984. Those two most talked about players, Mr. Steve Davis and Mr. Alex Higgins, once again dominating the stage. As this afternoon began to draw to a close, we'd seen 20 of the 31 frames this final consists of. The first three of the afternoon had gone to Higgins, then three in a row to Davis to bring him to that score of 12 frames to 8, which meant that Davis needed 4 out of the 11 left to play. Here's frame 21, the last of the afternoon. Willie Thorne and Clive Everton are commentating. No score, this is the champion.
A thick contact on the end red in the bunch. That would have meant that the cue ball would have kissed the red to the left of your picture. As it is, he's not only given 7 points away, but given Davis a useful opening.
Eight. Nine. 16. 17. 24. 25. 32. 33. 40.
5 reds, 5 blacks.
41. 48.
Well, if Steve has got on the red, which I'm not too sure from here
56.
whether he has, that was a really great position shot, but he just shook his head, so I'm not too sure whether he's on it. Played to just kiss the red a little fuller, and I believe he's very unfortunate.
No maximum then, no £10,000 in free bets, but a very solid start to the 21st frame. Davis having won the last 3 frames.
One. Four. Five. Twelve.
75 in front, 75 on the table. And in the last 3.5 frames, Higgins has scored a mere 20 points.
Twelve to Steve Davis. One. Seven. 7 to Steve Davis.
And despite that miss,
Quiet, please.
that is certainly 13 to 8 going into the final session.
That's exactly how it was, and I can tell you, in fact, that Steve Davis and Alex Higgins locked in a match there, and Higgins very upset, in fact, about the reaction of the crowd. He said they were shouting too much and putting him off. And so Higgins there in trouble yet again, 8-13. Steve Davis just 3 frames away from winning his 3rd United Kingdom Championship final, but remember, he hasn't won it since 1981. So that's how we were here tonight as we waited for the players to come in for this final session. The MC had appealed for quiet as the players came in. What an atmosphere, as you can see, we've got here this evening. Just 10 frames scheduled to be left in this United Kingdom final, and Alex Higgins with quite a job. Let's join the first frame of the night. It's frame 22.
So the final session of the 7th Coral UK to be played here at Preston Guildhall is underway. Steve Davis has already won the title twice here, Alex Higgins once. Davis wasn't particularly enthusiastic about going for that, the first shot of the session, but there wasn't a feasible safety shot on.
1. Eight. Nine.
Higgins has just called referee Jim Thorpe's attention
16.
to something on the table around the black spot, or possibly a speck on the black itself.
17. 24. 25. 30. 32.
Well, Alex was playing a little fuller into the pack there to leave him on the bottom of the reds near the pack, but didn't quite got into the cue ball a little bit more than he would have liked, and now looks like he's going to have to play a safety shot.
To Alex Higgins.
Not perhaps quite as good a start as he hoped, but still useful. Higgins must, I feel, win this opening frame of the final session to have any realistic chance of retaining his title. Well, he's not going to score many from there.
One.
Davis needing just 3 more frames to win the title for the 3rd time.
Steve appears to be a little reluctant to play the black now, with the red being virtually very close to the black spot, but not really on any other colour well enough to be able to play anything else but the black. And that was quite a good shot from Steve there, because the black now only pots in one pocket, so playing the last shot is freed the pink.
Nine. Fourteen. Fifteen. 21. $22.
Steve now appears to have the angle to either play for pink or black. And in playing that
29.
shot, he tried to finish high on the black so that he could either disturb the red below it or screw back and play the red into exactly the same pocket.
$36. $37. $44.
Now Steve certainly won't be concerned about the red on the side cushion at the moment, because if he can pot 3 reds and 3 more colours, it will mean that Alex requires a snooker, so they do certainly be leaving that red exactly where it is.
$52. $52 to Steve Davis.
So Steve Davis, having made 5 breaks between 44 and 91 in the last 4 frames of the afternoon, starts the evening session with a break of 52. Your cueing has to be absolutely true to pot a ball from that distance with the cue ball tight on the rail.
$8. 15.
One more red needed to leave Higgins needing a snooker.
$23. 24. 31. 33.
Once again, Clive, this is a frame that Steve Davis has come from behind. Alex started very early with a 32, and since then he hasn't scored.
36.
Very impressive stuff by Davis. He won the last 4 frames this afternoon. This will extend his winning streak to 5.
40. 45. 51.
So, with breaks of 52 and 58, Steve Davis extends his lead to 14 frames to 8, 6 up with 9 to play.
And in snooker terms, that means that Steve Davis needs to win 2 more to win the title. The title holder seems to know what he needs. Final stage. 12 months ago, we watched Steve Davis playing Alex Higgins for the title. Davis started well, Higgins came back. It was a memorable final. And the way the final has gone over this weekend here at Preston Guildhall, we certainly remembered that. Again a Davis start, again a Higgins comeback, but by sort of midway through this evening we'd reached this score. Davis 14, Higgins 8. Davis needs 2 more for the title, 9 to play. Higgins needs all but 1. Here's frame 23. Willie Thorne, Jack Carnham are commentating.
23rd frame, Steve Davis to break. One. 6.
'And Steve very quickly getting after the black to get it on its spot, and with the reds sprinkled nicely as they are, this could be very dangerous for Alex.
Well, Steve has finished just a little lower on the black than he would have liked here, but I'm sure there's going to cause not too many problems. Probably be able to stun the black and just catch the red thin just above the black. That would certainly be his aim. And hopefully playing the red into the same pocket as the black. Looks like he's planning to run through it and force his way through the red. And that's not worked out too bad.
22.
Well, that's the advantage of being 6'1". Just a little over pace there, looking for the blue to get back amongst the reds.
That was certainly a lot more difficult than it looked. And Steve has an opportunity now of screwing into the three reds together on the right-hand side of the pack and staying on the loose red into the opposite pocket. Well, Alex may be a little dejected. And of course, in the early stages of the match today, Alex was really buzzing, and some of the doubters may have wondered how Steve Davis would handle the situation. And he's proved that his temperament is pretty solid. Had his bad patch, and he's come back, looks as good as ever.
58.
Well, this evening, this is Steve Davis's third break over 50 in the first two frames. So it's not that Alex is playing badly this evening, it's just that Steve's got into his groove very early. And the way the balls are placed now, I'll be surprised if we don't see him making a very large break.
66.
So Alex now wanting snookers and
74.
in deep trouble.
75. 80. 81. 88.
Well, the set's obviously not a certainty. Steve had to look more than once for this one.
So well, quite an impossible task for Alex now to win this frame, but he'll fight to the end. He'll try and get a little bit of practice from this one. Well, it's certainly deadly stuff, this.
Eight. 9. 16. 17.
Obviously a little straight on the black.
17 to Steve Davis. 2.
So as Alex just clears the colours, Steve Davis 1 frame from the magical 16, which is going to give him victory. And Alex just having a little fling here, and you can't blame him for that.
14. 15. 20.
Well, what about that? Steve Davis, 15 frames to 8.
24 frame, Alex Higgins to break.
Our packed audience here at the Guildhall, Preston, all with eager anticipation as to whether this is the one frame that Steve Davis is looking for.
Well, I think Alex was trying to play the red there off the lone red near the pink into the centre pocket. And hopefully snookering Steve behind the black for this red into the left-hand corner pocket. Whether he's succeeded in doing that, I don't know.
Three. Four.
The world champion in devastating form.
10. Ten to Steve Davis. One. Seven. Eight.
This is the fourth occasion that Alex Higgins has been in the final of this UK Championship. He was runner-up twice in 1980 and 82. Took the title from Steve last year.
13. Fourteen. Sixteen. 17. 22. 23.
And now just done up the
29.
black into the same pocket.
30. 37. 38.
The break goes to 40 as Alex Higgins shows us what a battler he is.
40.
He's got this one a bit wrong.
To Alex Higgins.
Higgins, 30 points the lead. But there are 67 points still left on the table.
It looks as though Steve's going to take this one on into the right-hand corner pocket. And that's another tremendous long pot from Steve. Beautiful controlled. And now the way he's playing, he must have a chance of clinching this match here. Certainly be thinking that.
9. $16. 17.
'And electing there to go for the more difficult of the two reds first.
24. 25. 32. 33.
Alex sees the title drift away from him. This a world champion performance, a title Steve Davis holds and carries with
35.
dignity.
So just needs up to the blue
37.
to clinch this frame and the match.
A frown on the face, but he will be the first to congratulate his opponent.
44.
Steve Davis won the Coral UK Championship firstly in 1980. He won it again in 81.
A magnificent performance then by the world champion Steve Davis, who dons the UK crown for 1984.
So for Steve Davis, world champion, the United Kingdom Championship trophy from Mr. Ken Tucker, Vice Chairman of Coral Bookbackers. With Alex Higgins, they've given us, I think you'll agree, an entertaining weekend. We were saying throughout the match, was it actually getting to you, of the memories of 12 months ago? Could you put it out of your mind, or did, when he started to come back, suddenly spur up a little trigger or something?
Well, obviously, I mean, like, you know that it was exactly the same things were happening as last year, and I'd be lying if I said that it wasn't going through my mind. But I was very determined that if the same things did happen, that I wasn't going to sort of, well, I was going to try not to anyway. I'm going to try not to let them affect me, and I got away with it.
Alex, you're obviously very disappointed, because I know before you went out tonight, even when he'd pulled back against you, you thought you were still there with a chance.
Yeah, I thought the early part of the session, when I won the first 3 frames, I thought we've got him again. But I had one particular lapse, you know, happened to be a red ball in the middle, and it wasn't too difficult. And bad lapse of concentration, and I let him get the spur, the inspiration to continue again. And And then he won 3 out of 4 or something like that there. So he re-established his superiority on that particular session, and it left me with too much margin of error to make up with.
But the start that you had today might even have surprised you.
Yeah, because I'm not very good in the afternoon. I'm usually watching the downhill at Kitzbühel. So, I mean, alas, it wasn't to be.
What happened to you this afternoon? I mean, 3 in a row, you must have thought suddenly, here we all go, it's all going right again.
Well, I mean, like, such a high level of snooker. I mean, like, no matter who I am, he's equally the world champion. So when you have two guys vying for this and that, someone has to make a mistake. And perhaps it might have been a different outcome had I have won, you know, the 4th game to make it 4 on the trot. And
That was an
would have made
important
us
game.
live. It was very important, yeah. And he can go into the interval like thinking, oh, it could have been 9 each, and suddenly he's got the 2-frame cushion.
What were you thinking about tonight, Steve, when you went in for the final session? I saw you stand there talking to Barry Hearn, and in fact, I think Alex came up and said, you know, whatever happens, it's been a great final. What was in your mind then? Because it was a very crucial stage of the game. Did you feel he might come back at me yet again?
Yes, I think I did feel that. I was prepared for it to happen. But you don't think negative. I mean, you think sort of snooker. That's really what you think. But if he had to come back, I was prepared for another battle like last year. But snooker at this level is a strange game. It's nothing to do with the balls in the end. It's to do with one safety shot and character. It's really strange, especially when two players are playing who can dominate matches as both of us can do. It's down to the way the games go.
Your mind seemed to be a bit of a quandary at one stage, because we thought with every respect that, according to your high standards, at one stage today your safety play wasn't at its highest level.
Well, I was quite, in the first 3 frames against Alex today, I was quite pleased to hit the balls, and that's how bad it was, because he was putting me in a lot of trouble. And quite a few times I thought, well, there's nothing I can do apart from go for a stupid one, and if you miss them, it makes you look even more stupid. I was very pleased to have won the frame we're talking about, to go 10-8 instead of 9-all.
Having been a little while since you've won this, this one means a little bit special to you, doesn't it?
Well, it's back to Romford now. It's been away for... Terry won it in '82. And it's now back to Romford, and we've built a trophy cabinet with enough room to actually take it. So I'm quite pleased now. But it's the tournament that started me off on the trail, and it's always very, very pleasing to win it.
There's one problem Alex Higgins has got. You were going to give the trophy to Lauren, your daughter, for a birthday present. What are you going to buy her now?
To be quite honest, I was going to promise Lauren the trophy, but it was going to go to Jordan, because, like, when I won the World Championship in '82, I think, that was for Lauren. I thought, I've got to get something for Jordan. But I think for the fans, all in all, that we've experienced 2 very, very good professional snooker players, and he's the world champion. He's got my title, but what can I do? And I'm looking forward to Sheffield, and I'm sure he is. So what can one say? Happy birthday, Lauren.
And I can say we see you in Sheffield. Thank you. And it won't be long. Well, that's it from Preston, our 9 days here. We've enjoyed being with the snooker players once again. Thank you for joining us.